The post suggests that XRP could replace the U.S. SWIFT system, which is currently used worldwide for international money transfers between banks. If such a shift were to happen, the Post claims it could open access to an enormous financial market valued at around $1.5 quadrillion. That number represents the scale of global financial transactions, and the implication is that XRP could capture a significant portion of that activity. The Post also highlights extremely optimistic price predictions for XRP, suggesting it could rise above $3,000 per coin. This is far beyond its historical price levels and would require massive adoption and systemic change in how global finance operates. The language used is clearly designed to create excitement and urgency, which is common in crypto-related promotional content. Additionally, the Post introduces something called the Real Token, which is described as a project aiming to tokenize the global real estate market. According to the caption, this token could potentially grow from a very low price to nearly $1,000 if it reaches a $100 billion market cap. This kind of projection is also highly speculative and lacks concrete evidence or widely accepted backing. There is also a call to action encouraging users to buy the Real Token through specific exchanges, which indicates that the post may not just be informational but also promotional in nature. This is important because such posts often mix hype with marketing to attract investors. The embedded video shows Ripple's CEO speaking on a news channel about using XRP to speed up money transfers, which adds a layer of credibility. However, even though Ripple is a real company working on financial technology solutions, the leap from improving transfer speed to replacing an entire global system like SWIFT is enormous and uncertain. Overall, the image represents a common trend in the cryptocurrency space, where large claims, future predictions, and investment opportunities are presented together in a way that can be persuasive but not necessarily realistic. It's important to approach such information critically, separating verified facts from speculation and marketing hype. This image presents another social media post centered around XRP, continuing the theme of bold predictions and growing institutional interest in cryptocurrency. The post suggests that XRP may be preparing for one of its biggest price movements yet, with some predictions claiming it could reach as high as $1,189.88 per coin. This kind of projection is extremely ambitious and far beyond current or historical price levels, indicating that the content is highly speculative and likely designed to capture attention. The caption also mentions that large institutions are rumored to be considering XRP for payment solutions. This includes the idea that companies might integrate XRP into systems that offer crypto cashback programs through something called the Real Token. The mention of major global corporations like Walmart and Amazon adds weight to the narrative, implying mainstream adoption. However, these claims are presented as rumors rather than confirmed developments, which is an important distinction. In the cryptocurrency space, such rumors often spread quickly and can influence market sentiment even without concrete evidence. The post further promotes the Real Token by providing links where users can buy it, both on decentralized and centralized exchanges. This indicates that the post is not purely informational, but also serves as a promotional message aimed at encouraging investment. The suggestion that the Real Token could rise from a very low price to as high as $640 is another example of optimistic forecasting, again without verifiable backing or detailed explanation of how such growth would realistically occur. Additionally, the embedded video shows a clip of a political figure speaking about tariffs and international trade. While this may seem unrelated at first, it is likely included to create a broader context around global finance and economic policy.
By tying cryptocurrency discussions to global economic tensions or policy changes, posts like this attempt to reinforce the idea that digital assets like XRP could play a major role in the future financial system. Overall, the image reflects a common pattern in crypto-related social media content, where high price predictions, mentions of institutional adoption, and promotional elements are combined to create a compelling narrative. While some aspects, such as institutional interest in blockchain technology, are grounded in reality, the specific claims about prices and adoption should be approached with caution. It is essential for viewers to critically evaluate such information, verify sources, and understand the difference between speculation, rumor, and confirmed developments before making any financial decisions.
This image shows another social media post focused on XRP, Ripple, and the broader narrative of cryptocurrency transforming global finance. The post makes a bold claim that Ripple has officially secured a banking license, which would be a major milestone if true. According to the caption, this development pushes Ripple's valuation to around $120 billion and highlights that the company holds a large amount of XRP on its balance sheet. The message suggests that this achievement would instantly place Ripple among the world's largest financial institutions, which is a very significant and attention-grabbing statement. The post continues by speculating on the future impact of XRP's price growth. It claims that if XRP rises above $6, Ripple's holdings alone could exceed $240 billion in value. This would theoretically position the company among the top global banks, transforming it from a payments-focused firm into a full-scale financial powerhouse. These projections are based on hypothetical scenarios rather than confirmed outcomes, but they're presented in a way that emphasizes massive potential and future dominance. Another major point mentioned is the idea that an enormous amount of global assets, estimated at around $650 trillion, could eventually flow through the XRP ledger. This is an extremely large figure, representing a significant portion of global wealth, and it reinforces the narrative that XRP could become a central infrastructure for financial transactions worldwide. The post ties this vision to RealFi and the Real token, suggesting that these technologies could help drive adoption by enabling tokenized assets and new financial systems. The caption also promotes the Real token again, claiming it could grow from a very low price to nearly $1,000 as adoption increases. This follows the same pattern seen in previous posts, combining XRP's potential success with the promotion of a lesser-known token. The inclusion of such predictions, along with references to market caps and adoption rates, creates a sense of urgency and opportunity for viewers. The embedded video shows a discussion segment titled XRP ETF on Steroids, featuring two individuals analyzing or discussing XRP-related developments. This adds a layer of perceived credibility as it resembles a professional or news-style conversation. Below that, another post mentions an upcoming partnership on the XRP ledger, further building the narrative that major developments are imminent. Overall, this image continues the trend of combining speculative claims, large financial projections, and promotional messaging. It paints a picture of XRP and Ripple as central players in the future of global finance, while also encouraging interest in related tokens like Real. While some elements may be rooted in real developments, many of the claims are forward-looking and should be viewed with careful consideration and critical thinking.
This image shows a social media post focusing on a major development in the cryptocurrency space, specifically around regulation in the United States. The central message of the post is that crypto regulation is approaching and that this could mark a turning point for the entire digital asset industry. The caption claims that the SEC chair is urging Congress to pass a structured law for XRP and the broader crypto market, emphasizing that such regulation is long overdue and necessary for market stability. The idea of regulation is significant because for years the crypto industry has operated in a somewhat uncertain legal environment. Companies, investors, and developers have often faced confusion about what is allowed and what is not. By highlighting that lawmakers are now actively discussing clear rules, the Post suggests that the industry may soon gain more legitimacy and clarity. This could potentially encourage more institutional investors and large companies to enter the space, as they generally prefer operating within well-defined legal frameworks. The embedded video clip reinforces this message by showing a news segment discussing meetings between the White House, banks, and crypto leaders. The headline on the screen indicates that discussions are taking place to advance digital asset policy, which aligns with the caption's claim that regulation is moving forward. This adds a layer of credibility, as it shows that conversations at high levels of government and finance are becoming reality, rather than being purely speculative. The Post also carries an optimistic tone, suggesting that clear rules are getting closer and that the crypto era continues to progress. This framing presents regulation not as a threat, but as a positive step toward growth and mainstream adoption. In reality, regulation can have mixed effects. While it can bring stability and trust, it can also impose restrictions that may limit certain activities within the crypto ecosystem. But the Post focuses mainly on the benefits, portraying it as a necessary evolution of the market. Additionally, the presence of engagement metrics, such as views, likes, and comments, indicates that this topic is gaining attention among users. Discussions around crypto regulation often generate strong opinions, as different stakeholders have varying interests and concerns. Overall, the image highlights a shift from speculation-driven narratives to more policy-driven developments in the crypto space. Unlike the previous posts that focused heavily on price predictions and massive financial projections, this one centers on regulatory progress. It suggests that the future of cryptocurrencies like XRP may not only depend on technology and adoption, but also on how governments choose to define and oversee the industry.